I even missed a table read of the original Dexter because I went surfing. I checked my phone when I come out of the water. I'd had a great session, and it was the showrunner's secretary said, James, where are you? You're supposed to be here at the table read.
Were you afraid you were gonna get fired? Welcome back, my eerily obsessed Dexter enthusiasts, to another episode of Final Cut, your go-to destination for all things Dexter and the official after show for Dexter Original Sin. Jamie Chung here, ready to cut into every detail of this week's episode. It is a true pleasure to welcome an extraordinary guest today, a legendary actor whose performances have made an incredible impact on both film and television, known for his iconic portrayal of Harry Morgan in the original Dexter. Please join me in giving me a warm welcome to the remarkable James Remar. Ow, ow! Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I mean, you've done over 70 episodes of Dexter.
Yeah.
You've really laid down the foundation for this character. How does it make you feel seeing Christian Slater step into these very large shoes to fill?
I love Christian, and I love seeing great actors take on different roles. Mm-hmm. You know, guys like Richard Harris and Peter O'Toole and Richard Burton would go watch each other do Hamlet, you know, and then they'd tear each other apart. But that's the kind of theatrical tradition that this show helps keep alive.
Yeah.
Seeing him play Harry is awesome. That love scene with him and Laura Moser was hot. So yeah. I'm like, okay.
What was it like seeing the first episode and seeing all of these new people play these original characters? Isn't it uncanny? It's kind of mind-blowing, is it not?
It's wonderful. When I was sitting there watching it, I felt like I was going home.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, there's Angel, there's Masuka with his hair, and Captain LaGuerta.
Yes.
You know, it's really extraordinary.
Yeah.
It's really, really wonderful, and that really is the job of the actor and for everybody surrounding us. Mm-hmm. The fact that the costumes and the makeup and the framing and the attitude was all carried through. Mm-hmm. It's believable. Yeah. I don't think it's going to confuse or upset or disorient anyone. I found myself watching it fully involved, fully invested.
Jesus!
As an actor, you have to make choices, right?
Yes.
You're looking at the character from the very beginning of their lives to the very end, and all the choices that they've made to make them the person they are. And I know you've made some really strong choices in terms of your relationship with Dexter. How was it to see you lose your son?
It's heartbreaking. It's just very difficult. And someone carrying that kind of burden is a very troubled person.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't feel like that thing ever goes away.
No.
I thought it was a beautiful layer to add.
And I think it explains why he won't give up on Dexter.
I've always felt that Harry made a decision to not shut down. Mm-hmm. I feel like people, when they confront trauma, they can go one of two ways. You can live, or you can basically have a living death. Mm-hmm. And I always felt that he chose to be alive.
Yeah, find a way to cope.
To live fully, to honor your loss, instead of letting it crush you.
You doing all right? I don't know what's happening to me. I was just looking at the body, and all of a sudden, I couldn't breathe. It's okay.
When we were watching the episode together, you had mentioned that you made the choice that Dexter is your biological child. It doesn't seem like it changes it because you still invest yourself as if he was your biological child.
I think it improves it.
Yeah.
I think it amplifies it. It's a terribly dark secret. Mm-hmm. And people are driven by secrets. And I feel like that's one of Harry's secrets. Because we're not perfect people.
You made the choice that your character came back from the Korean War, which was a very
Yes.
violent war. And being Korean American, my parents lived through the war, which was very traumatic.
It made sense to me.
Yeah.
Jeff Lindsay and I definitely talked about it. It was never scripted. It was always kind of a backstory for me. When we talk about choices, there are choices that the writers make for you.
Yeah.
And I have to bring those choices to life, but I have to keep what I feel is my idea of the character's integrity. And I don't think that Harry was just off his rocker.
No.
You know, teaching this kid to be an efficient serial killer. I think he had a very strong sense of justice and deeply frustrated and also deeply traumatized by his experiences in that conflict, which would fit in with his age. You know, Dexter really means a lot to me.
I know.
The story of my audition was I had a little money because I'd just done 24 episodes of a show that wasn't going to continue, and that was very heartbreaking. I don't think regular people understand that. You understand that. When a show ends, we kind of like...
It's a family.
What are we going to do now?
Yeah.
You know, what's going to become... I got to go back to my life. But it's like, you know, pilots love to fly planes. Mm-hmm. Actors love to act in shows, and when we don't have a job, it's
depressing.
It's depressing.
Yeah.
So here I am, and I get this script. It's several months after North Shore was canceled, and I get the script for Dexter, and Deborah Aquila, a wonderful casting director, and I can say honestly, she is a dear friend. And she believed in me as an actor, which I take as a great compliment. I got the script from her office, Dexter. So I just lay down and started thumbing through it, and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is the best television script I've ever read. And I still swear by it. It was the best television script I had ever read. And I said, there's no fucking way they're gonna give me this part. So I go to the Paramount lot, Paramount.
Thank you.
And I'm walking to the audition, and I was really dragging my ass. Because I just thought, there's just no fucking way. They don't care about James Remar anymore. It's just too good. And maybe that was on my side. Because I went in and I read the scene where Harry's talking to young Dexter about how some people deserve it. And there wasn't a dry eye in the house. And they fucking gave me the part.
So there are people out there who do really bad things. Terrible people. And the police can't catch them all. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You're saying they deserve it.
That's right.
When something is that good, it kind of humbles me. And then I'm sitting in front of people, and I'm either going to embarrass myself and not be able to provide for my family, or I'm going to fucking step up and do it. And that has been pretty much the story of my career. I'm not just a shoo-in. I'm going to step up and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to really go for it.
Yeah.
It's a very open, very, very difficult scene. He's a grown man talking to a little kid about things like murder. Very grown-up subjects. And I had to make it so that I seemed like a dad that loved this kid and yet was talking about this difficult stuff.
Yeah.
And here we are today.
Yeah. We're gonna play a little game called Blood Slide Roulette. So we have 50 random questions on each slide. So you're gonna pick a random number. Some of the questions are silly, some serious, and some very twisted.
Do I just say the number? Or
Yeah,
not?
1 out of 50.
22.
Okay.
I always play 22 black in roulette.
Okay, good to know. Do you win?
The first time I ever played roulette, I put like $1,000 on 22
And you
black.
won?
I won.
22. Oh.
I'm in trouble.
If you can place Dexter in another TV show, which one would be the most interesting fit?
South Park.
Oh my God.
It's the new kid on the block. Hey, what's this Dexter guy doing here?
Oh boy, that's great.
Harry Morgan. Great at his job and great with kids.
I should probably go.
Stay for a drink.
In episode 4 in Fender Bender, you get to see all these great flashbacks of Harry and Laura Moser, and how their relationship develops. And we're talking about this dance. It's kind of a push and pull, right? Like Harry wants to do the right thing. He's always kind of walking away, but he's attracted to her. He's babysitting Brian and Dexter, watching his kids in bed, reading a book to them. All these intimate moments that must move you in some way.
It enriches the character. It enriches all of the things that I thought about that may have been missed in the first iteration. And I'm grateful to the writers for revisiting it. It fleshes the characters out. It just makes it more plausible. I mean, Harry, he's raising, a couple of teenagers. One of them's got a dark past, and the other is rambunctious as hell. And this kind of brings him back to just being a dad of little ones.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
It is really beautiful.
It really enriches the whole fabric of the guy.
You okay?
I tried to save them.
Hey, you're okay.
That's what I love about this show, is that all the characters are human beings.
It's always been about the family drama, and now we're really hyper-focusing on the family drama. Like you said, these are all backstories that you worked out in your head, but now we're getting to see it play out.
Yes.
And you also get to see your other child, Deb.
Me. Didn't mean to interrupt whatever super secret police shit you two have going on.
Deb, we were just...
No, I get it. I'm not part of the little boys club. That's fine. Although, now that I'm captain of the volleyball team, I think I outrank you, Dad. What are you, just a sergeant?
Hey, you made captain?
Dexter didn't tell you? The fuck, Dex? Do you ever think about anyone other than yourself?
Hey, come on,
No! Don't take his fucking side. If you two weren't so attached to the dick, maybe you'd actually have an idea of what was going on in my life.
She's kind of not rebelling, but she's always fought for your validation, even after your death. And then now you get to see her in the flesh with the younger version of yourself, not being validated for all the work that she's done to kind of hold this family together as well.
I think he figured she was going to be okay. He said that in the original episode of Popping Cherry. I never worried about you. But in that, the kids need to be worried about.
Yeah.
She became the lost child.
Did you imagine her character, her backstory, being a partier, doing cocaine, going out with bad guys, lying about it?
I think it's kind of like a dad learning about his daughter doing bad stuff.
Ugh, I can't even think
You know,
about that.
fathers don't think about that for their daughters.
What's this?
Mad Dog definitely isn't retired. Omar Reyes, a witness in a RICO case. He testifies next week.
And?
Reyes is Mad Dog's next victim.
And you know this how?
I found that picture along with other info about Reyes in Mad Dog's shredder. What do you think is happening when a known hitman has files on a snitch who's about to testify against the mob? Reyes is Mad Dog's next hit. I mean, it's Occam's razor, Dad. The simplest explanation is most likely the right one. Reyes is going to die unless I do what you trained me to do.
He's a professional hitman.
In this episode, we see that Dexter brings the case of the Mad Dog to Harry. Is it weird to see Harry being so involved in this case, or did you always imagine that he was kind of guiding him through?
Well, I mean, I think he built the code with him from the time he was like 8 or 9 years old.
Also, in this episode specifically, he really is worried and concerned that, like, no, I'm not gonna let you go after a professional hitman.
Yeah, he just felt it was too deep.
Yeah.
It was just too much, too hard. He didn't want Dexter to get hurt. And the number one rule of the code is
Don't get caught?
correct.
Yeah.
Dexter did make a couple of mistakes there, as we later see, and the guy almost got away.
We see that Mad Dog gets away from Dexter, and he gets hit by a car, hence fender bender. What do you think is gonna happen?
I think Harry's going to yell at him.
I mean, he's dead, I'm
He's
assuming.
dead, but
Right.
it's Dexter. You know, Dexter, you got lucky.
Yeah.
What are you doing busting the guy in the head with a guitar?
I'm
Your
sorry.
fingerprints are all over the place. And I see he wasn't wearing gloves.
Yeah.
And you just let your emotions get the best of you. You didn't think this out, and you got lucky.
Are we writing this down? Just bring him on as a writer. I mean, come on. He knows it better than anyone else.
Well, but it's true.
Yeah.
You got lucky. I imagine, what would Dex do? Call it in? I don't think he's just going to leave the scene and let the guy just sit there like a puddle on the ground.
No, I would leave him as a puddle on the ground in case there's other witnesses. I would go back to the house, take down the plastic, and just make it look like an accident.
No, yeah, he's got to cover his tracks.
Yeah.
But he definitely fucked up.
That's kind of the joy of seeing the origin.
I
story
feel
of
like Harry
Dexter.
would not say, "Oh, good boy, you know, I'm so glad you didn't get hurt." He's
No.
like, "You got lucky."
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
make that mistake again.
Exactly. Okay, Dad, I won't.
I know. I feel like Dexter at this moment. Is there a special skill or a fun fact that your fans may not know about you?
Up until I kind of blew my shoulder out, I was surfing,
Oh, great.
and I learned to surf at 50. And then I didn't have a job for several months,
So you're just a surf bum?
and I just surfed, and I actually got to be pretty good at it.
Hot.
I even missed a table read of the original Dexter because I went surfing, and I checked my phone when I come out of the water. I'd had a great session, and it was the showrunner's secretary said, "James, where are you? You're supposed to be here at the table read." I had been surfing all afternoon.
Did you make it to the table read?
No, I missed it completely. The one time,
Were you afraid you were gonna get fired?
I just felt like shit.
Shit.
You know, I never miss anything.
Yeah.
Actors rule, never be late.
Yeah.
Don't miss the table reads. And I was out surfing and I was having a blast and I missed the table read.
That is a great story. My final question before we end this episode. Is there any chance that you see yourself back on Dexter Resurrection?
I'm alive, I'm breathing, so I guess there's always a chance.
Okay, I like this. I mean, how many years total has it been?
It was 2013, so it's 11 years since the original Dexter concluded.
I can only wish for a season 3. I mean, set the bar low, but I mean, how remarkable is that?
I never had a season 2 prior to Dexter.
Thanks so much for tuning into Dexter Final Cut. And thank you again to our wonderful guest, James. Thank you so much for being here. The legend himself. It was so fun speaking with you.
The pleasure's all mine. Thank you, Jamie.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Dexter YouTube channel, drop a comment, and jump into the Dexter community. We love hearing all of your theories and questions. Stream new episodes of Dexter Original Sin next Friday, only on Paramount Plus with Showtime. And then swing by the Dexter YouTube channel for our official breakdown. I'm Jamie Chung, and until then, tread lightly. And now, a sneak peek of next week's episode.
When were you gonna tell me he got loose?
No one saw me.
I really messed something up this time.
Come on, it's not like you killed anyone.
What if I did kill someone?
He ran in the middle of the street.
Can you remember anything about his appearance?
Bad things happen, but they don't have to define us.
Sometimes the bad guys, they slip through the cracks.
Dexter Original Sin. New series now streaming on the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan.